Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, I was watching this video here. Okay, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel. All right, done by the elder apostle Tahar. And I was listening to the clip he was playing of Pastor Gino Jennings. All right, and I wanted to do a quick response to it. All right, because as you'll hear in this video, Gino Jennings is basically saying that he's not gonna let this jab, stop him, from because he's been called, to go around the world, basically go to these different countries and preach the word, so on and so forth. So if the jab is going to get in the way of that, then he's not going to let that be an obstacle. And my response is, well, there's a reason, all right, why the Most High had these devils set up the internet. Okay, and as Apostle Tahar said, he said, look, even speaking in like Israelites in West Africa or in Africa, you have a lot of like Apostle Tahar himself, certain other groups, they're known over there. Okay, now they haven't physically gone there, because there's a reason the Lord had the internet created for this generation, because it's much faster. All right, the internet is much faster than us. Okay, in the span of hours, content that's put online can travel the whole world. Okay, literally, you can. This video, for example, the second it was uploaded, was available in all different parts of the world at the same time. Okay, now that's opposed to having to travel here, go say this, and only the people who are immediately around who can really hear it, and then you go from there to another location, and then the people there could hear it, and then that's all the funds and all of that. Well, guess what? There's a way now where your voice can be heard throughout the whole world, and that's how you can spread the word. The reason, okay, as a matter of fact, let's get the book of Matthew. All right, I believe it's Matthew 10. All right, so after the Lord had called his disciples, it says here in verse 5, these 12 Yahushai sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay, now how are we doing this? Okay, we're doing this via the internet, because the whole point in us teaching this word is to wake up the elect. Okay, so the Most High, Bahashem Yahushai, set up a method, a way for us to, do that work, all right, have the same effect, the same cause, okay, without having to physically travel to these different places. All right, now it doesn't mean you don't go out to the highways and byways, all right, but what it means is, it's in terms of having to go to a whole nother country and then go here and go. Well, now, all right, as I'm about to read here in the book of Psalms, the 19th chapter, we're able to do that, all right, by utilizing these different platforms, YouTube, and whatever other sites, brothers may use. Okay. So this is because when you look around, you have, I'll use Great Millstone for an example. You have a lot of Great Millstone camps all around the world, right, that woke up to the truth and started teaching by hearing the apostles. Now, did the apostles go to Indonesia and Holland and all those different places to go teach, to wake up those Israelites? No. Okay, but what they did was they utilized, all right, the unicorn. They utilized YouTube and put the works that they were doing on there, okay, and that's how the word got out. That's how brothers were able to see it from the four corners of the earth, and wake up. So the same effect, all right, and even greater effect was gotten, all right, based on doing that. So saying that you ain't gonna let this stop you from going around. Well, I don't personally know his situation. I don't know what he used to do prior to this thing. I don't know if he used to travel around the world. But if you didn't, then that's a very lame excuse, because if you didn't used to go around the world preaching the word, or you used to just do it here in America or wherever you at, then why would you now say, oh, well, now I'm called to go around the world and go teach, so I can't let this jab stop me? Well, were you doing it before? It's a different story if you were doing it before and now you can't, and now you're saying this. But like I said, I don't know if you were or not, but if you weren't, how does that sound? I was here in the comforts of wherever I am at, teaching, quote unquote preaching. But now that there's a restriction on traveling, now I need to go out different parts of the world. I'm called there. Well, why are you not there? Oh, well, there's a jab. I got it. So I can see now I got to take the jab because I can't. Anyway, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 19. Because it's just different ways of excuses. It's different ways of excuses. All right. Anyway, the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 1, it says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge." So now when you go into this, it's not in the literal sense, all right, talking about the actual heavens, okay, but it's referring on to the internet via those satellites and those radio towers, okay, because as I'm doing a video now, when I upload, all right, it goes, off of the service, it goes and it pings to whatever radio tower, which sends a signal to a satellite, which reflects it down at another radio tower in a different part of the world, in order to give them that internet access so that they can view whatever it is. Okay, so, and those satellites, all right, and those devices are located in the firmament, in the heavens. Okay, so they can be sort of that intersection, all right, or that middle area from one location of the world to another. Okay, because the heavens don't actually speak, right? The heavens don't utter speech. Okay, but we do. Okay, and we show knowledge by breaking down these scriptures. Okay, and via that process, that's how, all right, we are. It says, "Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge," because we're constantly what? We're constantly pushing this word. Okay, and we're constantly utilizing this platform. Okay, verse 3 says, "There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard." All right, going into number one, brothers that speak different languages, but number two, the as YouTube got more advanced, they utilize captions. You have closed captioning, and you have the captions, where it basically takes your words that you're speaking and translates it into another language in subtitles on the screen, so whoever is watching, if they don't understand English or whatever language you're speaking, they can still understand what it is you're saying in the video, okay, and get the concept of it. And it says what? Verse 4, "Their line is gone through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world." So whose words? Whose line, whose words? Okay, and it says, "In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun." Who? Okay, that's us teaching the word. All right, starting with the elders and apostles. All right, on down. Okay, so their words to the end of the world. So we don't need to physically go to the end of the world. This connection, okay, will carry our words to the end of the world, to the different parts of the whole earth. So that excuse of, well, I've been called to these different areas. Well, when you go physically, what are you going to go do? You gonna go preach the word, right? So the point of physically going somewhere is to preach the word so they can hear it. Well, if you could get the same effect, all right, in a more effective way, then what's the excuse? All right, you're trying to make an excuse to take the jab, and soon when they bring the mark and they link that to the jab, then there's going to be an excuse to take the mark, because whatever excuse you use to take the jab, it's very likely that you'll use the same or a similar excuse to take the mark, because they're gonna be implemented in a similar way. All right. It says, so I'm gonna read it again. It says, their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun. Now, notice it said to the end of the world, right? And in Revelation, the 7th chapter, the angels were given charge not to release the destruction till the servants of the Most High were sealed in their foreheads. And we know those servants are scattered throughout the whole planet, because they're going to be gathered from all different parts of the planet. Okay? And so in order for them to be sealed, they have to hear this word. All right? So right now, you have the different members of the elect being sealed, but it's not because brothers are traveling all around the different world, but it's because our word is going to the end of the world via this internet. Okay? That's how the elect are being sealed. They're being activated. Okay? They're hearing this word. Okay? So moving on, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and starting at verse 18. It says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and I will begin to make inquisition of them. All right, now let's look up the word inquisition. All right, it says here, a period of prolonged and intensive questioning or investigation. Okay. Cross-examination, examination, interrogation, inquiry. All right, fact-finding. Okay, so it says here that I will begin to make inquisition of them. Inquire, fact-find. Okay, cross-examine them. What they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Sion shall be fulfilled, okay, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before. So in this time, all right, when the affliction of Sion shall be fulfilled, and we're in that time now, because pursuant to the book of Revelation, it speaks about the 1,203 score days, all right, or the 350 years. That time is up. So we're in, all right, that time of our affliction being fulfilled. That's why the Lord is waking us back up, pursuant to Daniel, I believe is the 2nd chapter, all right, or the 7th chapter, where it talks about in the days of these kings, the Most High is going to set up a kingdom. So he's doing that now via us, via the different brothers out there, via the different camps out there. The Lord is setting up that kingdom with us, and that's a sign of our affliction, all right, or the affliction of Sion being fulfilled. All right, the Lord is finally getting ready to deliver us. Our punishment period, all right, has been fulfilled. So we know this is referring on to this time. So in this same time, it says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away. And what do we see in this age? 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And it also mentions in the book of, let's just go to it. I think it's in Peter. dwelleth righteousness. All right, yeah, 2 Peter 3:13, it says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right, that doesn't mean a new planet, okay, but it's going into really in a sense that new heavens and new earth is going to come when the old, all right, the former things are done away with, when the old world vanishes away, meaning that old age, Esau's age. So within the time that our affliction is being fulfilled and Esau's world is vanishing away, shall be shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. So in that time period when these things are happening, one of the tokens is going to be what? The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. See? So how are the books being opened before the firmament? Well, we're going into the scriptures and we're breaking it down and we're uploading it and putting it out there. Okay, via the internet, once again, linking back up with Psalms 19. And they shall see all together. And everybody is seeing, all right, the truth of the scriptures. Everything is being broken down and is being made bare, being brought to light. But a lot of the heavy lifting is being done via the internet, which you don't need a jab to use the internet. So if you try to make an excuse that I can't preach the word without taking a jab because I've been called to go to these different areas, so I can't let a jab stand in my way. Well, what if the Most High told you, well, that's why I created the internet. Now you can use that. What's your excuse going to be then? All right. You got to understand that there is no excuse to either do something the Lord is not with, or to not do something the Lord wants you to do. You know why? Because the Lord knows your mind. He knows your thoughts. He knows everything. He brings the situations. See, whatever situation you try to make an excuse about, the Lord is the one who brought that situation. So he knows every possible outcome in that situation. So you're never going to be able to make an excuse to the Lord because he already knows. And he can easily ask you, okay, so what about in this situation? You're making an excuse for this, but that's not the only thing you can do. What if you did this? Now what are you going to say? You cannot make an excuse, all right, to the Lord, man. There's no such thing. You just do it or you don't. You guilty or you're not. Okay, now notice it says within this time, which is really the last time, the end. And that's when the knowledge is being shown forth. All right, brothers, and the elect, I should say, is waking up. Okay, and we're preaching this word. Okay, now this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9. And it says, for I think that the Most High hath set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. So how are we made a spectacle to the world? How does the world see us? Okay. Once again, it said here that the book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. So how are we being made a spectacle to men, to the world, via this internet? How are they seeing us? Without being in our exact location. Okay, now notice it says, has set forth us the apostles last. Okay, and that's the time that we're in right now. This is that last time, that time before Jacob's trouble. All right, post slavery. Okay, post, all of that stuff, man. So now is the time where our how did he quote it? Our affliction is being fulfilled, and Esau's world is beginning to vanish away. Okay. Now is that time. So, just going back to it, that's not that's really not even an excuse. That doesn't even count as an excuse. You want to use that? That's not that. No, like at least come up with a better excuse. But that's just not. That ain't cutting it. That's not cutting it. But I just wanted to do that video. All right. Also showing the importance all right, of the internet and why the Most High had it set up. All right. See, the Most High has everything done for a reason. He didn't set it up for cat videos. You could watch little cute cats and so on and so forth. Although people do use it for that, it has really benefited us, greatly, because it allows us to do the work of the Lord. It pushes His will. All right. So with that, I hope you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.